think appreciate everybody being here. Just excited to get back going to work this week. After getting a nice win this weekend, I think after watching the tape, I think our kids played hard, and particularly in the second half, came back out and really took care of business. Right from the start with the play right out of halftime, with Hawkins going up the sideline for the big play, and kind of just really set the tone for the rest of the night. So just excited to get that win and happy for our guys. And then, we're excited to get back going this week against Western Kentucky. We know it's a football team that looks improved to me. Coming off, I think, second year for their coach. Last year their record wasn't great, but it looks like they're playing better this year. They lost to Central Arkansas, which I think is a pretty good football team. Watching their film, we got a lot of good talent. And then go on the road and beat FIU this past weekend. So we know we'll get their best shot. They'll play extremely hard. So we have to have a great week of practice in order to go get another win.
Coach, obviously, Jordan Davis from Duck back on Saturday. Just kind of how much does he add to the offense, and I guess how glad are you to have him back?
Well, he gives us some more depth at the tight end position. He's got great size, great talent. I would say he has not lived up to his talent since he's been here. I think he's got a lot of potential. Hopefully he'll reach that potential. There's times we've seen it in practice, and you're like, wow. I mean, this guy could be really good because of his size, his power, his speed. He's got good hands, and we obviously love to utilize tight ends. We're 11 and 12 personnel type team, so he's going to give us some more size there on the set edges, I think. So we're excited to have him back, and we'll certainly utilize him and get him in there. And we'll see. He hasn't played this year, so obviously we'll see. See how he is toward game time, but he'll certainly get in the mix and play for us.
Coach, with that said about Jordan, can you assess the guys who have played and how they've done so far the first two games at that position?
Yeah, I think Ian's kind of been our on-the-ball tight end for us, and he's done a really good job. We saw that in August camp. We saw how how he blocked. That's one thing we didn't know for sure. He lost a lot of weight from where he was at Vanderbilt, but he's come along and did a great job blocking for us. He's still learning what we're trying to do offensively, but doing better and better. I think Ford has done a great job at the H-back position for us. We were able to see him catch the football really both games that we've played. He's really good after catching the ball, getting yards after the catch. I think that's been very impressive. A couple of the touchdowns he had the other night were easy, kind of easy touchdowns for him, but he makes it look easy. I mean, hopefully we'll continue to find ways to get forward the ball. I think he's dynamic as a tight end with the ball in his hands, with the matchups with the linebackers. I think he's quicker and faster than the backers, and able to make plays. So, I think, and then Isaac's been a guy who's played both Y and H for us and has done a good job. But getting Jordan in the mix now, so it'll give us some more bodies there, and hopefully keep those guys fresh as we move throughout the game.
Coach, obviously, his brother have had Jordan at the beginning of the year, but do you think in some sense it helped having him out, just knowing how much depth, knowing to try to add depth there?
Yeah, I think, because it allowed these other guys to get more reps, more playing time, to get more comfortable. Now I think it's going to be, now we got to do that with Jordan. I think he's got to get comfortable now within the offense because the first 2 weeks, of games, he didn't really get many reps with us, with the offense, because we're getting those other guys ready. So it's kind of been mental for him. So he's got to have a big week of practice and really implementing him in the game plan of knowing what to do when you get out there, because now those guys have experience. I think, it's valuable to have that game experience. And so, he'll have to knock the rust off early, Jordan, when he gets in there. Because it really comes down to the speed of the game. It's hard to get those kind of looks in practice. It's not as fast. The guys are maybe not as strong that you're going against. And so, really get him in early in this game and give him a good feel for it.
It's only 2 games, but what have you learned about your team so far this year?
Well, I like the way we're playing, the energy we're playing with. I like the fight we're playing with. I think that's where it all starts. I think when you do that, then you're going to continue to improve and get better and better. I think we improved from game 1 to game 2. Defensively, the mental errors we cut in half from the first game to the second game, and I think that obviously showed getting the shutout the way we did. Which was tremendous, particularly how much they had possessed the ball. I thought that was very impressive for our defense. But And then offensively the same. I mean, we cut down mistakes. You know, we had one turnover, which was, you know, receiver slipped on that really on the 4th down play, so really could have converted that. So I think just an overall better performance. You know, so we got to continue to get better. You know, there's a lot of things we got to get better at and work on, but you know, our guys are continuing to get better every day, and that's all we can ask for. You know, to get better every day, and we're trying to settle in for roles for everybody. You know, we still usually in the first 3 or 4 games you're going to do that. There's guys have to find their roles within the team, settle in those roles, and then accept those roles. So we're still trying to settle that out, and we're getting close with that. You know, and I'm talking more of your down the line guys, maybe trying to find roles on special teams and those type of things.
Scott, I saw the sign on the door as you walked into the practice facility today. How important is it to win those in-state matchups, whether it be for a win or recruiting purposes?
Well, I just want to take pride in the state of Kentucky. You know, a lot of our guys are from here, and you know, and just for our fans and just for bragging rights in the state. I mean, you know, you always want to take care of your state, take care of your home field. In this case, we're going to be on the road, but we're playing a team from our state, and so there's a lot of the players on our team that know a lot of their players. You know, so I think it's just bragging rights, and it's just one more thing that should help motivate our players. You know, so us as coaches try to find anything to motivate these guys, and that's just one more thing that we're throwing in the mix this week as another team from Kentucky.
Obviously, the guys waited a long time for that win, and what's the process like for taking that energy from that, packaging it into focus for the next game and the rest of the season?
Well, you know, it's good because we did get a win. There's no question about it. But win or lose last week has nothing to do with this week. You know, it's a new week. Yesterday we put that game to bed. You know, everything now is straight focus on WKU. Our guys are coming over today and they're off day. A lot of them have already been over here starting to watch the film from you know, the opponent for this week. And you know, it really doesn't matter what we did last week. You know, we have to stay in the moment. We have to do the best we can do today as far as getting our bodies ready for tomorrow's practice, and so we can come out and have a great practice. So all our focus has to be on today and not worry about what we did in the past. It was just nice to have that win. Nice to celebrate it on Sunday or Saturday night and Sunday morning, but you got to put it away. It has no bearing on this game here. We got to continue to get better. That's what our focus will be this week.
Coach, looking at Western Kentucky defense, is there anything that you've seen through these 2 games that you think could be beneficial for your offense?
Well, I think, you know, as we look at their defense, I think they're pretty aggressive. I think they got a pretty good 2 good defensive ends actually. And you know, we faced a good one last week at number 44, and then 2 good ones in Notre Dame. So that's good preparation as we head into this game right here. You know, I think they've been pretty sound on defensively. You know, through 2 weeks. You know, the first game they played, they gave up some passing yards. One of those plays was a trick play, and you know, let the receiver go down the field. It was a long play, but you know, I think we got to get better throwing the football. I know Western Kentucky is going to load the box up. They do that anyway. It's just in their nature, their style, their defense, bringing safeties down. You're going to have opportunities out wide. We got to win, you know. And I sound like a broken record. I feel like I say that every week, but we got to win some of those battles on the outside. We got to be able to get the ball in the hands of those guys outside, and they got to be able to make plays. You know, and we're working hard at that. You know, and we got to be good at that. Next Saturday, that'll be a critical part of the game offensively, is to be able to get the ball down the field in the pass game.
Early in the game, you took a number of shots downfield. Was that Eastern Kentucky driven, or was that more, no, we need to establish that ourselves?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. I think, you know, first play of the game, we tried to take a shot with 2-2. We get the PI, you know, call, safety grabbed him, which, you know, probably would have been a touchdown there, I feel like, you know, had he not grabbed him. But that was intentional. We want to take some shots. We know we got to be able to do that. We know the teams are going to play us. We want to run the ball, so they're going to be loading it up. It's one-on-one matchups out there. We got to go win those, and it's going to be every week, you know, and this week will be no different. And so we have to win those battles, and you know, we wanted to start that right off the top there against, you know, the last opponent, you know, EKU. So you know, we only hit a couple of the balls down the field, but we got to be able to hit a lot more. I mean, we got to be able to throw and catch and get the ball down the field. You know, we're decent in the intermediate, you know, the short passing game, but to stretch the defense to get them backing off, we got to be able to hit those balls down the field.
Coach, speaking of